Fresh crisis is brewing in the National Assembly between the 10th Senate, led by President Godswill Akpabio and Senator Ali Ndume, representing Borno Central, and the erstwhile Chief Whip of the Senate. Ndume has rejected the official request to vacate his current office on the 4th floor of the Senate complex to make way for the new Senate Chief Whip, Tahir Monguno, senator representing Borno North. Following his removal as a principal officer by the APC Senate caucus on July 17, Senate President Akpabio instructed the chairman of the Senate Services Committee to request that Ndume vacate his office. However, Senator Ndume has resisted this move. In a letter dated July 30, 2024, addressed to the chairman of the Senate Services Committee, Ndume firmly declined to vacate his current office. The letter, signed by Yati Shaibu Gawu, Ndume's chief confidential secretary, read in part: The chairman, Senate Services Committee, National Assembly. I am directed to inform you that distinguished Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume has rejected the allocation of office number 310 by the committee. This is because officers are traditionally allocated on a seniority basis. Senator Ndume is the most senior senator after Senator Ahmed Lawan and will only occupy an office on the 4th floor. Thanks and best regards, Yati Shaibu Gawu, Chief Confidential Secretary for Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume. Jackson, what is your take on this drama going on right now?
I think I sympathize with my party, the APC, and I sympathize with Mr. President because a lot of persons around him are trying to create political enmity for him awaiting 2027. The Senate rule, that office was occupied before by Senator Saraki. And the Senate rule says the ranking senators, the top ranking senator, let me put it that way, occupy their offices at the 4th floor. The same thing as of reps. And I know vividly that Senator Ali Ndume, there is only one person today in the Senate that is senior to him in ranking, and that is the former Senate President. If they remove him, this office was not given to him because he was the Chief Whip. This office was given to him because he was one of the ranking senators. And if, by lawlessness of the Senate, excesses and mismanagement of the 10th Senate by Senator Godswill Akpabio, and they brought something that has not happened before in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Senate in a way that the national chairman of the party wrote to the Senate president, and the letter of the national chairman of the party was read on the floor of the Senate. It is an aberration of the legislative rule, because this man is not a governmental office holder. That's Ganduje. So I don't know when it become a law, legislative law, that a letter of a party chairman could be read on the floor. That happened. Ali Ndume did not take it as an offense. He said that he was not voted by his people to the Senate to go and occupy the office of the Chief Whip. He had no problem with that. And they gave him what they call in the Senate there is a non-juicy committee
on tourism.
Yeah, it's not juicy. You understand? But it's a punitive action. And if it's a senator that go to the Senate for pecuniary reasons, it would have been painful to him. But Ali Ndume is not somebody like that. So they did that. This guy did not feel bitter, he did not feel offended. But Akpabio still want to push him further. Possibly they want him to react so that they will be able to hit him harder by suspending him maybe for 6 months or 1 year. But whatever they are doing to Ali Ndume, if Ali Ndume is a good senator representing his people very well, whatever they are doing to him, they are offending his people. His people will protest 2027 election against the party. We've seen a situation whereby senators won their own seat, but the presidency, their presidential candidate did not win. So all these things they are doing, I think the parties will wade in into this issue. I know I have a lot of senators as friends. I have a lot of members of House of Representatives as friends. I know their offices are allotted according to their ranking. So I don't know why, because of Cold War that must have been happening from one place or the other, Akpabio, the worst Senate president in the political history of Nigeria, is trying to push Ali Ndume out of the Senate. His people will bounce back against the party 2027. They should tread softly.
All right. Churchill, what is your take on this issue?
First of all, I want to take exception from what my brother, a man I love so much, have said concerning Akpabio. Akpabio is not the worst senator in the history.
Senate president
in the history of Nigeria. Let me come to the issue concerning the Ndume and the senators. Ndume is a legislator. He knows the business of the legislative system. I'm talking as a former legislator, but at the lower chamber.
Okay.
I know too well that it is in the power of the Senate President to allocate offices. It is clear that it is in his power to locate offices. And I know too well that during the allocation of the offices, it was allocated based on the friendship they had.
No, based on seniority.
Based on
seniority basis. Hold on, let me read this. Let me pick out what Ali Ndume said. He said that hold on. No, I want to pick out something you can react on that. He said, I am directed to inform you that this distinguished Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume has rejected the allocation of office number 310 by the committee. This is because offices are traditionally allocated on seniority basis.
Yes.
Which means there is a modus operandi.
God bless you.
There is
it's not by favoritism.
I did not say, I just made one point that it is in the right of the Senate President to allocate offices.
No, sir.
No, I said
if the Senate President must allocate office by ranking.
Just sir.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I said it is in the right of the Senate President to allocate offices.
Okay.
Because nobody comes to the Senate House and pick him and say, this is my office. The Senate President will allocate the offices. And now, they allocated the office. The person that reacted to this, Ali Ndume, the confidential secretary, reacted on behalf of Ali Ndume.
That is
on behalf of Ali Ndume. Okay.
That is Ali Ndume.
I agree.
That is Ali Ndume speaking.
But what I'm saying in the nutshell is that Ali Ndume, the issue he has with the senators, truly, in the other way around,
the senators or the party?
The party or the senators?
The party.
Does not really consign his business. You understand? As a senator in the legislative chamber.
Okay.
This, when I looked deeply into this matter, I found out that Ganduje is supposed to be a father in the party. A father. When I mean a father, the chairman of the party is supposed to be looking into how his party will be peaceful. But he is now trying to cause, because this thing now, the way it's going, it has a lot of damage from now to cause from now to 2027. It has already started. So if not being taken carefully handled, I mean, if not handled carefully, it will bring in more problems. Not only because of the office allocation, but what I'm not talking about is that a member that was elected chief whip in the house was removed because of a letter written by his own party chairman. Not that he is playing anti-party.
Not that he broke the rule of the
Not that he broke
the
the
party
rule of
said
the
he
House.
played anti-party.
Not that he broke the rule of the House.
Senate.
If you play anti-party, we start from your ward treating your matter.
Okay.
Then your ward will now declare that this man has played anti-party. They will start the process of your suspension.
Okay.
Now, these things has not been done. His word did not write, you understand, against him. Neither did his word suspend him. He remains APC member. A memo was written by his party chairman, and he was removed as a chief whip. Following Nigerian constitution, I don't know if we are doing the right thing or I don't even know the kind of country we belong to. Somebody that was elected in the floor of the house as a legislator will be automatically removed by his party without minding, seeking the consent of the nation.
Well,
because he is there.
Honorable Chachi.
No, what I'm saying is that the APC, I don't know what they are doing. I'm a PDP member. I am even sympathizing with my colleague here. Because his party is bringing, yes, his party is bringing more shame.
His sympathies to you.
His party is bringing more shame to the country, to the system.
Yes, more lawlessness.
This is nonsense.
All
to
right.
the entire system.
All right.
So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that they should allow the man to remain in his office. Yes, I know they've allocated the office to him. They should allow him remain in his office.
All right.
They should not throw more bombs that will cause more problem in their party system, because I am even praying that they should be removed, because I know this is the only time they have to stay in that office.
All right. Before you go into campaigning for
No,
your party.
no. Look at my party is very. My party cannot bring out this kind of issues. It's not possible.
I know the Kojo will have his say, but then two things.
I support him.
Okay.
All right. Interesting. Anti-party. I want to play in anti-party right
I'm
now.
not
No, he's not playing anti-party. He knows his system.
Okay, he's playing Ali Ndume card. Anyway,
No, he's not playing Ali Ndume
I'm not
card.
playing
He's playing the right card.
the right card.
All right. Now, very quickly, I want to point out two things. The first one, you talked about the Senate president having the right to allocate offices
That is his
at his discretion.
Yes.
Now, however, from the letter that was written, even if you recall when Senator Nengi's issue happened, Ned Woko came out to say that monies are being shared according to seniority. Constituency projects are shared according to seniority in the Senate House, according to ranks. And he said he's a ranking senator, and he receives over £1 billion, and some people receive 500 million and even lesser, according to your rank. So that already establishes the fact that there is rank in the Senate, and preferences are given to senators according to their rank. Now, Senator Ali Ndume, writing to the chairman of the Senate Services Committee and saying that he will not leave his office because in order of seniority, that the only person that is his senior in the Senate House is Senator Lawan. Okay. Now, if traditionally that is the modus operandi of the Senate, that is their house rule, isn't it an aberration for the Senate president to decide to change the status quo because he has the power? Now, won't people see this as political witch hunt, as it were?
No, looking at it ordinarily is a political witch hunt, because considering even outside the ranking system, this kind of thing happened to me when I was a councillor. I'll tell you, when an issue came up between me and the executive, and I tried to protect the interests of the public, and that led to this and that. And at the end, I decided to play calm and let it be. But it shouldn't continue because it's not the right thing. What I'm saying is that the witch hunting that is happening in the chamber is not bringing any good thing to the citizens.
All right.
So they should look at the solution of Nigeria as it is now and stop the issue of their personal witch hunting. In the side of the senators ranking, yes, Ali Ndume has been there since. You understand? This is not his first tenure. Based on that,
he started from the House of Reps.
That is why he's a ranking senator.
Ali Ndume is somebody that should be respected when it comes, and he has also seen it that the public, the people now matters. You understand? So whatsoever thing we have to do to make sure that Nigeria will be better, we should do it.
All right.
It doesn't matter the party you belong to. They should allow Ali Ndume to remain in his office.
Okay.
And look at the problem of Nigeria. Look at the solution to it. That is all.
All right. Ms. Jackson, before you go on with what you have to say, very importantly, I feel it's important to also bring out another salient point. Both of you were concerned, expressed concern around the party having the power to oust an elected member of the Senate House from his office of the Chief Whip. Now, in the letter that the APC chairman and the organizing secretary Umar Ganduje wrote to the Senate President Akpabio, he said that they are aware, the party is aware that as a ruling party, some positions are allocated to them in the House. And the position of the Chief Whip goes to the ruling party, in this instance, APC. So probably APC built on that to write to the Senate President and say, we don't want this man as the Chief Whip anymore because apparently he is not representing his party very well. So the party is believing, even though he is being elected on the mandates of the people, the party believes, APC, by the reason of that letter, that party is supreme against the mandate of the people. But then, you are an APC man. What do you have to say to that?
I've said it earlier. It is an aberration of the legislative rule. The only correspondence that can be read to the Senate, on the floor of the Senate, is from the government. As it stands today, Ganduje is not recognized by law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria like a councillor. A councillor is a government functionary. Ganduje is a party functionary. He do not have the power. But just because maybe they don't like the stand
of Ali Ndume,
when it comes to issue, they see him as somehow controversial.
Not in line with party.
Not in line with the party. Whereas I can never do things in line with the party. So if your party is damaging the country because it's your party, that is what has led us to what we are today in this country. And again, when you say you are victimizing Ali Ndume, are you actually victimizing Ali Ndume? Who is a senator? A senator is just a proxy representing the people of his senatorial district. If I send my children on an errand and somebody beat them on the way, the person has beaten me. Victimizing Ali Ndume, showing Ali Ndume a lot of enmity or whatever hatred, you are displaying to the world that you hate his senatorial district. The people he has come to represent are the people you are victimizing. at the end of the day, the party should be very careful, because in the future election, those people may decide to protest against the present political party. That is my own.
All right.